Lesson 11, Jack of all trades. Have you ever met someone who just seems too good to be at everything they try? A popular saying you might have heard is Jack of all trades, master of none. This refers to someone who can do many things competently, but doesn't specialize or isn't an expert in any of them. While this is true for some people, others seem to be able to master of many. They just understand the way things work and can specialize in many different fields. These people are rare, crossing over connected subjects and building a web of knowledge that transcends the narrow scope of their field. They are big picture thinkers, seeing the world through a zoomed out lens rather than a close up version of what is in front of them. In today's lesson, you will see how art, biology, zoology, paleontology, microbiology, and forensic science and botany all connect, and one man who specializes in all of them throughout his esteemed career. Meet Joseph Melick Leidy. Joseph Melick Leidy was born in 1823 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. His father made hats for a living and was not particularly wealthy. His mother died in childbirth when he was just a toddler, and his father remarried shortly thereafter. From a young age, Leidy was different from most of his peers. While his friends wanted to kick a ball or play tag, he preferred to hunt for creatures such as snails and draw them in his sketchbook. He was very talented at drawing and could find traipsing through the forest, exploring the world around him, often late for class or even missing it entirely. Although he had a profound gift for memorization and remembering details, he wasn't fond of the rote memory work that his classical education was marked by. He sought to understand the anatomy and behaviors of living things he could study with his own hands, rather than by reading words about them in a book. His best friend growing up was a young man named Cyrus Burris, who seemed to understand Leidy's love of nature and joined him in his hunts. Leidy dissected snails and other things he found and made detailed drawings in his notebook. When he was 17 years old, Leidy's mother helped him get a private teacher so that he could study medicine and anatomy. Around the same time, an instructor from the University of Pennsylvania brought him home in the evenings and taught him how to properly use a microscope. Leidy attended Penn's Medical School and graduated when he was 21 years old. His father, eager for him to put all his schooling to good use, demanded that he practice medicine. While he obliged his father, he continued to work as a dissecting assistant and in labs on the other side. 1 year later, Leidy was asked to dissect and draw snails for a book that had been written by Amos Biney. This was an opportunity that seemed custom fit for our young scientist who had spent his child life drawing snails in the garden and forest near his home. This was a turning point in Leidy's life. The publication of this book brought instant recognition, membership in the Boston Society of Natural History, and Philadelphia's Academy of Natural Scientists, and with it a job offer, which Leidy accepted. Only 3 short years after becoming a medical doctor, he abandoned his medical practice to pursue his other interests. He remained curator of Philadelphia's Academy of Natural Sciences for his entire career. A man of many talents. While Leidy's official career title was curator at the Academy, he was able to delve into many other fields of study during his time there. He became the foremost microscopist in America and later on the founder of American vertebrate paleontology. He used his skill with the microscope to delve into forensic science. In one case, he proved that the blood on the shirt of the accused was human, not chicken blood as it had been claimed. He exclaimed and named fossils, studied and researched ancient horses in North America, continued his work in microbiology, studied fungi and the anatomy of bees, and remained one of the most skilled draftsmen of microscopic images, which combined his gift of art with his observations, so that he could be studied and understood by many. Said to have an encyclopedic memory, he was able to acquire vast amounts of knowledge through hands-on observations, dissections, and experiences that helped him understand the world around him and how it was all connected. Leidig won many awards during his lifetime. He also became a professor of anatomy at the University of Pennsylvania, where he remained, and also held his position as curator for 38 years. One of the most important discoveries that Leidig made was not a dinosaur fossil, but rather teeny tiny parasites that he found living on his meat. One day, while eating his breakfast, he noticed white flecks on his ham. Like other good scientists, he put these onto a slide and studied them under a microscope to get a closer look. He found and identified cysts of parasites and helped being aware of the importance of fully cooking your meat, especially pork. Troodon. Joseph Leidig's reputation preceded him, and he was well known in scientific community for his broad understanding. Ferdinand Hayden, a land surveyor, naturalist, geologist, and doctor, found a unique tooth he could not explain and sent it to Leidig. Today, fossils tend to not be named until multiple parts have been found, explained, and compared with other similar fossils. However, this was not the case in 1800. With just the tooth he was sent, Leidig named this new dinosaur Troodon. Over the years, it has been reclassed and moved from lizard to theropod. Since its discovery, there has been a lot of controversy about this specific dinosaur, which was likely prematurely named. At the time, it was the only tooth of its kind. Today, there are other types of dinosaurs with similar teeth that make scientists question if the Troodon was indeed a separate dinosaur after all. Regardless of its initial classification, a more complete skeleton was later found in Alberta that matched the tooth found by Hayden. This confirmed it was to be a small, bird-like raptor similar to the Velociraptor we learned about earlier. The Troodon's name means wounding tooth. It was found in Montana in the USA. It's carnivorous, and it's 6.5 feet tall. One of the most fascinating things about this type of dinosaur is its large skull cavity, which scientists believe held a larger than average brain. This has led them to believe that the Troodon was incredibly smart and had strong senses to help it capture its prey. As a carnivore, the Troodon was thought to eat small animals, though have been some debate about their diet as well. Their teeth have been found in nesting sites of large herbivores that would have been much too large to be overcome by the Troodon. This led to the prevailing theory that they were either egg stealers or would perhaps eat the young before they got too big. Keen vision, long, razor-sharp claws, and rows of serrated teeth made these little dinos small but fearsome. Since their first discovery, they have been found in Arctic and in Asia as well. The bigger picture. While early discoveries are a bit messy to work through, the truth is these pioneers of paleontology didn't have much to work with. They didn't have museums full of fossils to compare their bones to. They didn't have books on classification or theories to read and study. They were the first to find entirely new animal features that didn't line up with anything they had at that time. And so, they named them and put them into brand new categories that were yet to be fully explored. Men like Leidig were able to use their understanding of multiple different fields to set forward paths of learning that would impact many who would follow in their footsteps, each one adding to the knowledge of those who had come on before them. And that concludes our lesson 11 for today. or 10 rather. I'm sorry, it's lesson 11. Thank you. Have a good day.